Say,
who is that man?
on your...
Now we're halfway.
Recordings on there.
Here is exactly what happens when he's just a man.
So, distractions. A lot of times we find ourselves distracted, allowing ourselves to just be engulfed by this, our phones and our devices and the games that we play, trying to flee from the world that we're living in. I can say this for myself, like, I had to actually leave social media for a good 2 years because it was too much. I realized at a young age that I was being taken away from my real life. Every single time when I come back from school, I'll be on this. I remember one time in school, school finished obviously at 3. Then I came back home. It was a sunny day outside, a fantastic day. But I went upstairs to my room. I was just like, oh, I'm tired. Sat in my bed, was on here, scrolling. The next time I lifted up my head, it was dark, and it was 8 p.m. That for me was that right there for me made everything click in my mind to where I was just like, this has to stop. This cannot go on. So I made the decision then and there to just take off all social media. I deleted every single account that I had, whether it be on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it may be that I was on. I took it off. And yeah, the next day when I went to school, people were just like, oh, Yves, like, I tried to text you now, but I couldn't find you. Like, did you take off your account? I said, yeah, man, I won't lie. I did. People didn't understand, but you have to do stuff for your own growth. And if you follow me on social media, I post a lot about being growth-driven. And most importantly, seeking God. Because seeking God is what is going to push us to be more disciplined. The word says to seek the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given unto you. All these things that he's talking about is all the things that we are worrying about in our minds, about, or maybe the income, or maybe the car, or maybe the things that we want in this life. He's saying, do not worry about that, because he is God. He already knows what the heck we want. But he wants us to just focus on seeking him. Focus on becoming more like him. Being more like Christ. He says, seek me. A lot of times I just sit down, I'm just like, yo, why is it that we're always just quick to go on our phones? Even this morning, I woke up and I could feel it literally in my mind and in my heart. Just like, the first thing in my mind was just like, right, where's my phone? I need to check. Check what? A lot of times I have to sit and be like, you have to be like when you were a child. When you were a child, you weren't thinking about what was on your phone. You weren't thinking about what people were saying to you on here. What's the latest trend or any of that nonsense. It was just about, right, I'm up. Glory be to God. You're getting off your bed. You're running even. You're saying hi to your mom, your dad. That's how it should be. You shouldn't just wake up and instantly want to go on this. Instantly escape. Even you could be asking, why the heck did I go back on social media anyways? And that's a good question. I'll be so real with you. I kind of just wanted to start businesses, if I'm being honest. And from that, I had a time in prayer with the Lord, and He kind of pushed me to a point where it was just like, why don't you just create a page to where you're basically showing your life? I was just like, me do that? Never, man, never. But here we are, I guess. But it's the thing of where I had to remove myself from the equation and try and see what the Lord was trying to teach me in this moment. We're going off topic. Distractions. Distractions can really and truly lead to your destruction of growth. Each time when it becomes a habit of you checking the phone, or you just constantly being on a tablet, or we talk about these iPad kids, you can say that there's benefits, but there's major cons. Their attention span has reduced so much that it can't even hold or listen, even maybe to this video. There's probably going to be 10 minutes long or even longer than that. The attention span of shorts, 30 seconds. Not even enough time for a person to really and truly tell you how they're feeling. So with this being the new generation that's coming up, or even, let's talk about us, the generation that's coming up, or are adults already and are growing up to be the next parents. We ourselves have to understand the cons. We have to look at ourselves and be like, we have to stop doing this. We have to pick up a book and read. Attention span is something that is very crucial for our lives. It will help us to sit down with a person and to intentionally listen to them. Because us creatures, human beings, are meant to be relational creatures. Being able to sit down with another person and help each other to feel each other's feelings. But this continuously just removing ourselves from the reality and escaping to the world of technology desensitizes us at times. Can even bring up memes when someone else is bringing a very sensitive topic to themselves. They've came to you for their help, but all you can think about is that video that you watched. Maybe I'm thinking too deep, but it's the truth. We have to stop just following everything that we see. We have to stop changing ourselves. Like the previous video that I just posted, just be yourself. God hasn't called us to be like one another, but to just be like yourself. Yes, you can look at another person to see their good characters and take that so that you yourself can grow as a person, but don't completely change who you are to where you're a whole different person that someone cannot recognize you. I'm not talking about the good way of changing, but in the negative. The Lord wants us to be set apart, to be different from the rest in a good way, the light in the darkness, for others to see us and be amazed or even shocked at how different we are, because we're not following how the people of the world are living. We're not picking up our phones first moment that we wake up, but we are first in prayer and thanking God. That we are first to go out on a walk if you're an outside person, to do things that others would seem even like uncomfortable to do. A lot of times when I sit down with myself, I'm just like, Eve's like, you have to do better, man. You know what you're meant to become. You know that you have more in you to give or to do in order for you to become the man in which the Lord has called you to be. But every single day is going to be a battle, and you always have to choose the right choice. You have to go against distraction and seek the Lord. Go against everything that is pulling you back into the ways that you were doing before. They were not pushing you to Him, but they were pushing you away from Him. Stop doing all of that, but continuously strive to be more like Him. Continuously want to be more like Him. I want to thank you guys for listening up to this point. Really and truly, like, at times the Lord just puts some video ideas into my head and just says be real, and that's what I did today. So if He's telling you to do something and to be real with it, do it. I hope this helped you guys. I hope you guys can take something from this. And as always, guys, seek Him.